Hi, I'm Stacey from Proven Winners Color Choice Shrubs, and today I'm taking you through a look at all of our dwarf smooth hydrangeas. Smooth hydrangeas are botanically known as Hydrangea arborescens, and they go by a number of other common names. People call them Annabelle hydrangea, which is a name we generally avoid because Annabelle is a specific variety. It goes back to the 1960s, and as popular as it is, it actually has some liabilities, but it has kind of come to stand in for Hydrangea arborescens in general. Other names you might hear are wild hydrangea, wild sevenbark, hills of snow hydrangea. They have all sorts of names. It's actually native to North America, and that's one of the reasons why it does have so very many common names. But we're going to look today at our dwarf hydrangea arborescens. In part one of this video, we covered our full-size hydrangea arborescens like Invincibelle. You can watch that video. It will be linked in the description below. And in this video, again, we're going to focus on the smaller ones. So if you're short on space, or you're looking for something that behaves a little bit more like a perennial that you can mix in with your perennial garden, plant in containers, this dwarf hydrangea arborescens video is going to be perfect for you. We're starting here with Invincibelle We White. Now you can see I'm standing on this berm, but this plant is just about no more than 2 feet tall and wide. And it's really the first dwarf hydrangea arborescens. So compared to Annabelle, which gets to be 5 or 6 feet tall, Invincibelle, which gets to be 4 to 5 feet tall, this one just comes in at about 1 to 2 feet. Now the blooms do start off with kind of a pinkish cast, and you can see that here. This is just starting to open, so some of that pale pink is visible, but as the flowers start to open, that disappears and the flowers turn pure white, and then as they age, they turn green. This is very easy to grow. You do want to give it 4 to 6 hours of sun or filtered light all day for the very strongest stems and best color. But if you love the classic look of Annabelle, but don't like its flopping and don't have space for something that large, Invincibelle We White hydrangea is absolutely perfect. This next plant is Invincibelle Mini Mauvette. Now, as you can see, I'm standing on our berm, so it's a little bit hard to tell its true size, but you're looking at 2 to 3 feet for this. There's no true purple hydrangea arborescens just yet, but this is about as close as you're going to come. It was a hard plant to name because it's hard to perfectly describe its color, but it's almost purple, as I hope you can see in this shot. It's still just opening, but the flowers open to a unique mauve purple color. And another thing I really love about this plant is the stems are super rigid. They're practically like rebar. This thing never ever flops, even after a rainstorm. And it has this thick blue-green foliage that really sets off that color. I think this is one of the most distinctive of all of our varieties. And again, just like the other dwarf varieties in this video, it's going to blend in perfectly with a garden or landscape or containers. So there's always room for Invincibelle Mini Mauvette. Doesn't this plant look refreshing in the summer landscape? This is Invincible Limeta, and it's characterized by these flowers that start off lime green, open this kind of celadon pale jade green, and then as they mature, go to a beautiful green that persists through the rest of the summer. It really just has a lush, refreshing look all summer long, and this one's also going to top out right around 2 to 2.5 feet tall and wide. As you can see, compared to the other varieties that we've shown you so far in this video, this one's a little bit further along. So you're probably looking at a bit of an earlier bloom time on this, which is really nice as a season extender. Another thing that you'll notice here is that we have some old daffodil foliage from the spring. And I think that's a great use for this plant too, is to go ahead and plant it around your bulbs. The bulbs will get all the sun that they need in the spring when they flower. And then as the foliage starts to die back and not look so hot, the Invincibelle Limeta more than covers up for it. So that's a really nice use of these plants. But of course, they're perfect in gardens, containers, everything that all of these dwarf hydrangea arborescens do so well. The plant I'm standing next to now is Invincibelle Ruby smooth hydrangea. Now we put this one last because it's kind of in between. So it's the perfect transition from this video, which focuses on our dwarf hydrangea arborescens, to our other video, which focuses on our full-size hydrangea arborescens. This planting of Invincibelle Ruby is quite mature. It's been here for probably 5 or more years, and it reaches about 3 feet tall and wide. So the other varieties in this video were more in the 1 to 2 foot range. This one is going to be a good 3 feet tall and wide. And as you can see, it lives up to its name, Invincibelle Ruby, with this gorgeous ruby red flowers. It's early July here in Michigan, and most of our hydrangea arborescens are not fully opened yet. One of the things that's really interesting about Invincibelle Ruby hydrangea is its ruby color is actually the most intense when the flowers are just opening. It opens to a beautiful pink, but this kind of two-toned effect that you can see right now with the ruby color of the underside is actually most pronounced at this stage when they're opening. That makes for a really, really nice long season of interest and bloom time. Invincibelle Ruby is perfect for planting in perennial gardens, landscaping, front of the border, and I really love it here in our display garden, paired with Proven Winners' super famous Supertunia Vista bubblegum. This is going to be a long-lasting display that provides this pink color all summer long, and you can't do much better than that. So that's it. Now you've gotten to know all of our dwarf hydrangea arborescens or smooth hydrangeas, and I'm sure you can find a spot in your garden for whichever one is your favorite. If you have any questions, leave them as a comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos, especially the ones about hydrangeas.